Access granted.
The railgun was sent to storage. What kind of upgrades do we have for the railgun? How big is the railgun? That's not that big. It says it's an energy weapon, too. Let me... What kind of upgrades do we have for the railgun? There are no upgrades. It's just the railgun. That uses a whole bar. Frybot? Oh, bitch! Fucking A, Frybot, I thought we could have been friends. That's what you get. You squinty-eyed looking motherfucker. I don't know where that thing came from. I don't think good. We're good. I meant to fall down here. It was all according to my plan. Because I knew this was down here. See? All according to plan. I gotcha, bitch. I saw that there was an achievement to run over 20 robots. And I think I have like 15 or 16. Well, I might get into a car just to run over some robots. Do is find a car. I'm gonna need you to stay right there. It's a laser. There were a few cars on this bridge. Unless they all despawned, which is would be weird. No, there's one right there. Let's go roadkill some bitches. Wow, what? What? Some invisible force caused my car to do that. I see you. Pedestrian, 15 points. No jaywalking. What the fuck? I'm stuck in... What the fuck was that? I got stuck. That doesn't count as a fucking death. That game fucked me. That does not count as a death. am I gonna run across the bridge again?
Pray to your tin god.
Внимание, внимание! Всем сотрудникам комплекса покинуть территорию.
Ah, you know what? Fuck it. I don't even fucking care. Fuck it. Let's just go. Normally, when I'm that close to getting an achievement, I was like, fuck it, I'll stick it out. But you know what? I don't care anymore. That left a sour taste in my mouth. Getting stuck in a fucking fender. No. I don't remember telling you to get back up. I don't need the railgun. I made it just for the achievement because it was like, make 5 different guns. Get around the centimeter-high rock, please. What's this? Where does this go? Are you fucking kidding me? Climb all the way the fuck back up now. P3, you're already starting to make me mad. When I jump to a ledge, you're supposed to fucking grab it. Oof. Oh. All this for that? Really? That's it? That's all? That's it? I guess I get to swan dive into some polymer.
Crazy-ass pump thing killed that whale. Damn.
The Dewdrop is the latest design in the field of biomechanics. To put it simply, it is a hydraulic pump.
Isn't that what I just said? Piece of shit! Where's your fucking button? Snap! Kicked in the head. Watch out!
Ow! I win, motherfucker. All I needed was an AK and my trusty mace. And a couple of rockets.
Whoa, that thing was dangerous. I didn't know if I could handle it.
And there are much more powerful robots out there. Real combat robots are far deadlier.
There aren't any combat bots here.
Not yet, but once Collective launches, they will be everywhere. And 2 of them will be equipped with beta connectors. Do you have any idea how much blood will be spilled because of one person's private ambitions?
You in the rings are driving me nuts. When are you assholes gonna stop trying to pull my strings? Done. Happy now?
Good decision, Comrade Major. I have no doubt that it saved lives. Perhaps many more than I can imagine.
Let's hope so.
Say, can I go collect them? Hey now, does that target my balls?
Crap, what a surprise. Why'd they freeze up?
The access code has been successfully extracted from Petrov's neuropolymer memory. Combat mode has been disabled, and the robots have returned to their normal status. Well done, my boy. Everyone who was able to hide and survive owes you their lives. You've done me proud.
Thank you, sir. What now?
Come back to Chelomey, get a checkup, and take some leave. You've earned it. I'll deal with the fallout from this mess.
Roger that. I'm on my way.
You didn't...
What happened? What happened? Guess because I kept shooting them, they killed me instantly.
Surprise. Why'd they freeze up?
The access code has been successfully extracted from Petrov's neuropolymer memory. Combat mode has been disabled, and the robots have returned to their normal status. Well done, my boy. Everyone who was able to hide and survive owes you their lives. You've done me proud.
Thank you, sir. What now?
Come back to Chelomey, get a checkup, and take some leave. You've earned it. I'll deal with the fallout from this mess.
Roger that. I'm on my way.
You didn't tell Sechenov about Filatova. Are you still planning to meet with her?
I want to see this evidence she says is so important.
Dr. Sechenov isn't going to like it, you know.
So don't tell him. I don't see Larissa's body, so she must have gotten past the Trophus.
I have to see what's on the outside of the lighthouse. If anything. There's nothing. like to explore for my too much for my own good. Oh, just fell through some rocks. Also randomly lost some health. I lost health from the initial fall, and then like I lost a little more because reasons.
Think we should head upstairs?
I don't know what to expect, so I'm bringing out the old.
A lighthouse, huh? So where is she? Larissa! Freaking critters, you around here somewhere?
I do not detect anyone in the vicinity.
Let's take a look around. She's gotta be here.
Do you trust Dr. Filatova?
I don't trust anyone. But she's got something important to tell me. And I'm sure Dr. Sechenov is hiding something.
Has Dr. Sechenov ever told you about his plans?
Not really. I mean, he's never really had to, but now this whole thing with Petrov, Jellyman killed Stock and the boss didn't even bat an eye. Is the launch of Collective really so important he can't even delay it out of respect for the dead?
I have no data on this topic, Comrade Major.
No data, huh? Well, I don't have any data either. So let's go get some.
Yeah. Exposition.
When they told me that my lighthouse was gonna be ripped out of the ground and brought from Sakhalin to Kazakhstan by the robots, I figured they were drunk. But nope. It's thousands of kilometers away from the ocean now. Like a museum exhibit. And I'm here too. Like another exhibit. Now sure, I got a raise. Sure, I barely have to do any work. The machines do everything. Lighthouse and I are just a confirmation that humanity can do whatever it wants. But what the fuck are they guarding with all those flying guns everywhere? Huh?
Secret experimentations. I gotta go up top, obviously. Hanging off the edge, essentially. I don't know why it was so important for me to get that box, but it was. Ooh, shit, I'm okay. No Star Wars stream on. Yeah, well, you know what? I'm too close to the end of this game. Besides, it's Star Wars month. I still got time. Bunch of blood in the lighthouse. Smell that salt air. in.
What do we have here? A chair and a TV? This isn't what I was expecting.
What were you expecting? I suspect that this room has a specific function.
Suppose I'll take a seat. Ooh. Did you gentlemen like the Pepsi?
Crispy critters!
I believe that the unscheduled acceleration was caused by the elevator access system being hacked. Otherwise, Dr. Filatova would not have been able to initiate it.
So she hacked the system. Kinda like how all these poor bastards got hacked to bits. So that's Neptune.
Music is
Looks
very
nice.
reminiscent
Actually, it looks
entering
amazing.
BioShock.
A Rapture. I wouldn't mind spending some time there myself,
Rapture.
but I can't even imagine what's going on there right now.
Comrade Sechenov asked you to return to Chelome. How will you explain this delay?
We can deal with that. Let's talk to the doc first. But if she tries to take off again, she's gonna regret it. I'm sick of playing Kevin Wentz with her.
Did he mention Rapture? Alright.
What are we doing here? What do you want?
Just hear me out, P3. Let me try to give you a different perspective, and then you can decide how to handle things. Do you know how Sechenov is planning to use Collective? What he's going to do with it?
After Collective launches, people will be able to control robots with their minds, and they won't be able to stab each other in the back anymore. Sounds nice.
I used to think that way too, but that's not how things really are. Collective isn't just about controlling robots. Sechenov will be able to control everyone who's a part of Collective. Collective is diabolical, Nechayev. It's even worse than slavery.
Bullshit. It's just the same old chain of command, but on a virtual network. What's so awful about that?
Come on, see for yourself.
I've got questions. Where are we?
This is the Academy of Consequences, the facility's memory, analytics center, and primary archive. The activities of all the other complexes are studied here in order to draw conclusions and generate probability matrices.
Get to the point.
The Academy has a number of interesting departments. For example, there's the Radio of the Future. By mathematically combining shortwave and quantum echoes, we can predict the music people will be listening to 50 or even 80 years into the future. But there's another very special department here called Polymerized Subject Behavioral Psychology. They're supposed to be volunteers, but...
How'd you get in here? Why didn't the Drofus stop you?
I work here. Well, I used to. Only Sechenov can revoke my access. And he's got his hands full right now. And I'm no threat to him.
Get to the point. And no more grenades or other bullshit. Any funny business at all and I'll kill you. This is your last warning.
Sure, fine. Come on, I won't waste your time.
Okay, lead on.
Can I flip the switch? Airlock?
Well, are you ready? Disable polarization.
What the fuck?
The fuck is this place? A haunted house or something?
It's a tomb of the mind. The volunteers who lay the foundation for Collective. The first few groups of subjects all died. Group 30 went insane. Group 73 killed themselves. Group 101 killed each other. Group 204 was the most successful. They all survived. Their consciousness is now in an imaginary world. We call it Limbo. And their bodies are here, under my complete control. Want me to make them do something?
Why?
To show that I'm not lying?
Whatever. Line them up.
Oh my.
Keep going.
The fat guy. Tell him to jump. He could use it.
Just him? Why don't I make them all jump? After all, we all live in a communist society. Goddamn you, jump!
Huh.
This is insane. Why do you people even do this shit? Fuck. Poor bastards.
No, that's where you're wrong. Chemically speaking, they're all perfectly happy. That's what Collective is all about. The entire world will be just like
Why would
this.
Sechenov want to turn everyone into a bunch of idiots? Was he trying to make fun of the world by making people run around naked and act like animals?
No. We were able to prevent the degradation of individual consciousness. Memories, behaviors, speech patterns are all preserved. But there's one thing they won't be able to avoid. The complete loss of their free will.
We gotta stop this.
Stop this. That's what Victor was trying to do. You got in his way, and now it's too late.
Your boyfriend lost his mind and killed people. He tried to tell me Sechenov taught the robots to kill during the design phase. Why would Boss do that?
Why? Why did he design Collective to be a mind control system? Why does he need those special neurocontrollers? Sechenov wants to enslave the entire world. I'm sorry, but if you don't understand that, you're an idiot!
Very true, Ken. Very true.
The Boss would never do that.
He would, and he will. On Monday.
All this is really hard to swallow. But I'll help you. Whatever you're planning, I'm in.
You're willing to turn on Sechenov.
After what you just showed me? Yeah. I want to hear what he's got to say.
P1, P2, P3. Your mind is never free.
A man can be repaired.
What? What was that?
What's what?
Chooses
Nothing.
a
I'm just
slave
digesting what I saw.
obeys.
Why did you help me?
Perhaps because I care. And besides, it's not about you. Well, not only you.
If you worked here, then why didn't you try to stop this?
I thought it was for the best. I thought it was for the good of the entire Soviet Union. But when I realized what was really going on, I had to bide my time, wait for the right moment. Victor and I risked everything and... you know the rest.
Fine, moving on.
The test subject is not leaving limbo. Inject neurotransmitters now.
Hey, Major.
I'm fine. My head's been killing me lately. I've been seeing things. This is one hell of a job, let me tell you.
It won't hurt, soldier. You won't even remember a thing.
Oh my God. Oh, I've seen kaleidoscope.
Hallucinations
vision.
are serious business. Well, I am a neurosurgeon. I can probably help, if everything ends well.
No thanks. A little vacation will fix me right up. I mean, if this all ends well.
Fine.
Listen, about Victor,
What? Did you have no choice? You couldn't have acted differently? Will you now tell me that you're sorry? What?
I'm not sorry.
Of course you're not. You were just doing your job, right? Listen, I'm sorry, but I don't want to talk about it. I loved him when he was... different. He was kind, understanding, and didn't kill people.
I just don't feel comfortable around these people.
Huh, well, just you wait. Soon this is gonna happen all over the Soviet Union, and later the whole world. Then you'll see all people stripped of their free will.
You know, free will doesn't guarantee that a person won't be a scumbag.
What? Are you justifying atrocities?
Atrocities? What atrocities? If they're volunteers, coming here was their choice. It's got nothing to do with me.
You're a monster!
Affirmative. That's enough. I'm too busy to chat right now.
Very well. Enjoy the view.
I don't like the view. Oh my. That box moved. That's still the most satisfying thing I think about this game. Well, one of the most satisfying things. Emails! That deleted that, oh. Comrades Zvukin will no longer be under surveillance. The man is no longer working anyway. So I say let him head back to his precious Moscow if he wants. Miracles are rare, but they do happen. The holidays are coming up anyway. Long-distance microphone recording copy. A recording of a conversation between D. Shechenov and P. Petrov has been appended to this message at M. Stockhausen's request.
Comrade Sechenov, Collective's control interface has to be reconfigured so it can only control robots. I won't allow this device to be used to control human minds.
Victor, we're men of science. There's no room at the facility for emotions or politics. Follow your order.
Listen, Comrade Sechenov, I don't have a problem with a certain wise intellect setting the course for all mankind. What I do have a problem with is who you see in the role of Demiurge.
So this is about personal relations.
Well, whoever told you you were the worthiest of the worthy, huh? Who put you in charge of history? Do you think you're better than everyone else?
I see that all that romantic melodrama at the theater has had a real effect on you. Shall I assume you're refusing a direct order?
Yes, I am. Now what? Are you going to kill me?
Victor, I don't know what you think of me, but I would never stoop to something so, well, something so primitive.
Plot thickens. I want the stuff in the box. Uh-oh, kaleidoscopes are back.
Resist, my darling. Resist.
Ah, fuck. I'm so sick of these goddamn hallucinations.
Do you see colorful spots before your eyes? Does your perception of the world change?
I sounded like Birdo.
Exactly. Do you know what this shit is?
You were crossing into limbo, but it can't be stopped. How did you interrupt it?
I don't know. It's like that lump of polymer is calling out to me. A big, teardrop-shaped one. Right there, straight above us. Do you see it?
There's nothing there.
What do you mean? I'm looking right at it. Oh crap, now it's gone.
It's a hallucinatory reaction, a side effect of the surgery you underwent. The reaction of a damaged brain to the presence of a neuropolymer implant.
What are you even talking about? What implant?
Did Sechenov not tell you? So you don't know what's happening to you?
Charles, do you know what's happening with my head?
I am not detecting any internal changes, Major. But your Voskhod polymer extension is clearly receiving an unidentified stream of external data.
What's that interface? Who are you talking to?
It's a chatting artificial librarian, an AI in my polymer glove. It doesn't matter. Charles, what are you talking about?
Charles?
Wait, Charles, what data? What Voskhod polymer extension?
The Voskhod polymer extension was developed using data from experiments conducted by Dmitri and myself.
What? Yourself? And why are you calling Dr. Sechenov Dmitri? Who are you?
Comrade Major, this will be difficult to explain. I am...
Charles! Why the fuck are you all staticky? What the hell is going on?
Keep it together, Major. If what I'm thinking is true, I should be able to access the archive right
Trust the
now.
voices in your
There will
head.
be records about you.
State your name and personal access code.
Crispy critters.
Invalid name.
Fine, I'll hack in.
Not so fast. Name Chariton Zaharov. Code Fluffy.
Code accepted. Access granted.
Code Fluffy.
Charles, are you there?
Nothing?
Nothing. So, what is Charles then?
Long story short, your Charles is Professor Chariton Zaharov.
Huh, that was short.
Ah!
So how could he be Zaharov?
Professor Zaharov was developing the collective subsystems and worked on the module. The one you have inside you. They told us he ran a number of experiments on himself. The result was disastrous and unpredictable.
On himself? Was he an idiot or something?
Oh, he certainly wasn't an idiot. Zaharov was a misanthrope obsessed with science. I don't think he cared about what happened to his body all that much.
So when did you realize that Charles is Zaharov?
Just about right now, when he went offline. I had no idea Sechenov had stashed his consciousness into your glove. It was the abbreviation Charles that tipped me off.
So Charles isn't a person anymore. Just a device.
I don't know, I guess he is. Except this device is based on the logical paradigm and experience of one of the brightest Soviet geniuses.
So why does Sechenov want him?
Because Sechenov never dismisses what he can use. It's easier for him to change everything to fit his needs. I guess you noticed this already. What's funny is that you seem to have made friends with your glove.
Well, we've been through a lot. I've got feelings, you know, being alive and all. So does he.
Did.
No, he does.
How can you talk about this so calmly?
To me, Chariton Radionovich died a long time ago. I'm done mourning him. And besides, I'm a scientist. We're more impassionate towards death than to muddling one's brains.
So, how do we get in?
Only a small bunch of people have permanent access to the archive. Sechenov, Lebedev, the director of the Academy, and Zaharov. Like you reminded me.
Fluffy, huh? So what would we have done if the password hadn't worked?
I'm sure you would have smashed the door with your bare fists. But now Archivist thinks I am Dr. Zaharov, so we got lucky. And now we can learn everything about you. Let's go.
All right.
Welcome, Chariton Zaharov. What is the subject of your query today?
Agent P3, personal file.
Your search returned 42 audio records.
So, which one do you want first?
I couldn't care less.
Then pick one at random.
Robin? There's a lot of computers I gotta check. No topic. Get over here right now, please. Something's wrong. Dumb and Dumber. Please change the workspace assignments for Y and M Kimov and put them as far from each other as possible. Despite these employees' excellent professional qualifications, the productivity plummets if they are able to converse with one another. Employees have been complaining about their loud laughter and inappropriate jokes. You should be ashamed of yourself. I am shocked. While things at the facility usually shock me in a good way, this time I am simply outraged. The latest innovations in analyzing the structure of the future have allowed your lab assistants to make predictions and incredible accuracy and importance. And what are they doing? That's right, they're logging into our systems to hear the latest music from the radio of the future. I have no intention of disparaging the achievements of this project. Hearing music that will not be written for 30 or 40 years is truly a scientific marvel, but only for the layman. Your employees are men of science, not greasers in leather jackets and tight jeans. If anyone else comes here to save themselves a copy of the latest Billie Eilish song, I'll cut off access for a month. Despite the missing components, despite the obvious importance of the entire archive for Facility 3826, I have been unable to get authorization for additional shipments of superconductor material for over a year now. Before the accident, Comrade Zaharov promised to solve the problem via his personal channels. My question to you, Commander Supervisor, is do you have any such channels of your own, and could you perhaps solve this problem for me? If not, the entire system might go belly up someday. Archived conversation. This is too Shechenov. The agent's tests have yielded impressive results. While immersed in limbo, this seemingly fragile young woman literally becomes an invincible fighter. The implications for training sabotage specialists, as well as our overall approach to secrecy, are enormous. The fighter's memory can literally be wiped without harming their skills or personality. The term sleeper agent will take on a whole new meaning very soon. Data deleted.
Nechayev has emerged from his year in rehab a new man, with new habits and behaviors. For example, he's become fond of a certain euphemism. Crispy critters. It all started after one of the medics described him and Blesna as crispy critters during his recovery. He was still in a coma at the time. He suddenly leaped out of bed and nearly strangled the medic to death.
It doesn't sound
The
deleted.
staff subdued him by shouting, "We're under fire," after which Plutonium ducked for cover, hit his head, and passed out. Ever since then, crispy critters has become part of his vocabulary. Could it be an example of psychological imprinting?
Upgrade. Message number 7. Comrade Privilov, is there any way to automate cataloging on a software level? According to my calculations, I spend between 5 to 7% of the time it takes me to do my paperwork filling in dates and numbers. As a result, I waste about 47 minutes every day, which adds up to 1,260 hours per work month, or 21 hours. That's 2.5 work days, and I could be spending more efficiently. Have you lost your minds over there? Do something about this right away. P.S. I went to the psychologist for a checkup as requested. In total, my sessions took 11 hours, about 2 of which were spent on smoke breaks. The psychologist found no deviations. This is a lecture. Speaker, when I give talks in the Soviet Union and allied countries, I'm often asked whether it makes sense to focus scientific progress on making fundamental changes to the human race. We could, for example, teach people to change the properties of their skin in order to make it more resistant to heat or cold, or regrow lost limbs like certain reptiles, or control their biochemistry on a basic level. In other words, to rephrase a well-known thesis, should we strive for evolution in the individual? From the room, skeptical laughter. Speaker. My answer is no. I admit that this is a defeatist attitude, but my objection does not lie in some bourgeoisie conception of a man as the pinnacle of creation. We have access to powerful technology, and yet we should not alter ourselves to suit our environment. This would be a step backwards. Instead, we must perfect science in order to fully subjugate nature itself, whether it be here on Earth or somewhere else. Club minutes. Expert from Debate Club Minutes. Speaker 1. Maintaining the high level of technology Soviet science has achieved obviously requires people of profound intellect. That is why the fear that a situation could arise in which technology allows society to become stupider is irrational. Otherwise, this level of technology would be ultimately unsustainable. Speaker 2. But if this threatens to divide mankind into two groups, a smaller group with big brains that does all the intellectual activity and another massive group with tiny brains that either does the simplest jobs or does nothing at all because machines do everything for them, this is a pretty gloomy future, but is it even possible? Speaker 1. This is exactly why the population's ideological education needs to be our number one priority. That's basically the plot of the time machine. Fix this ASAP. I've gone over the materials for the Science and Life article, but in nature there is no competition within the same species, only among different species. A wolf eats a rabbit, but a rabbit doesn't eat another rabbit. It eats grass, nor does wheat get in the way of other wheat, but wheatgrass, saltbush, and sow thistle are all different species. So if they show up somewhere where wheat is growing, they will take its food and compete with it. Who wrote this nonsense? Are you trying to embarrass the entire Soviet Union with this crap? Complaint? Dear Comrade Samushviv, I am utterly stunned by your careless attitude to the censorship of materials that have been published following your consultation in a number of periodicals. References to the complex as cut off real life or having poor connection to our production facilities are simply false. The Vavilov complex is first and foremost a scientific institution that operates according to the scientific plan, or a specific plan, sorry. Our theoretical work is bound up in the most substantial way with practical issues related to seed cultivation and the facility's future designs. A man would have to be blind to deny the enormous accomplishments Vavilov's team have made in so little time and under such trying circumstances. The Institute's research is laying the foundation necessary to develop a real-world project to conquer new worlds. Going forward, please be more mindful of how our work is depicted in print. Report of Vavilov. Wheat. Let's see. Seed, tons, processed and packed. 30, none consumed. Buckwheat, 12, 2 consumed. P.S. Double check this data, especially about the dandelions. It's clearly an error. What are we supposed to do with 40 tons of dandelions on Mars? Make dandelion wine? Project Hemlock has been halted and deemed unfit for further study. You are hereby informed that all materials pertaining to Hemlock are to be cataloged as top secret under designation A2, organized and filed in the appropriate sections. Any further references to it in other documents are to be redacted via the standard system. Be especially mindful of information about any employees who were allegedly injured during the project. Delete the names of all the casualties. An excerpt from Life magazine. Despite its secrecy, Argentinum, silver in Latin, has already become the stuff of legend in a number of European and American publications. Journalists are surprised by its extremely small staff, its incredible training and equipment, and its name, which is very atypical of the Soviet Union. You've got to admit, compared to abbreviations like SMER, SH, and NKVD, it comes off as odd and clumsy. Rumors vary. The squad's soldiers are described either as enormous red-eyed bears who eat children or athletic blonde supermen, one look at whom would have driven Hitler to dissolve the Reich and admit German Ubermarkt's defeat. They are a mystery and will remain one, but we can say this much for certain. The Argentum is currently the best trained Special Forces squad on Earth, and, given the Soviet Union's plans, it could become the best trained squad in the solar system before long. Archived conversation. Comrade Chechenov, following the events in Bulgaria, agents Belesnia and Plutonium have both returned in a coma. They are in a vegetative state and are not connected to the neural network. No signs of consciousness have been observed. Awaiting your orders. Article by Tom Wolfe. Read your request for excerpts about the facilities from foreign media. Washington Post, May 8, 1955 article. The Soviet Union Steel Frame by Tom Wolfe. Universal robotification in the Soviet Union can be considered a most curious case of modern hypocrisy. Ignoring any populist questions about whether or not robots that pass the Turing test have personal identities, I am merely pointing out how absurd, at the same time sinister, the widespread use of this workforce is. Judge for yourselves. A nation whose guiding light is an ideology that embraces equality and strives to end the exploitation of workers and peasants by capital has now subordinated an entire army of soulless machines that can satisfy its every whim. I don't know anything about Collective 2.0, but I'd say the Soviet Union is Capitalism 2.0 writ large. The only question is when these robots will demand equal rights for themselves and how bloody the revolution will be. Acceleration of evolution. Despite all their talent and the indisputable success achieved by Vavilov's research assistants, there is a concern regarding an issue that, while predictable, can only be confirmed in practice. This problem is more profound than preparing seeds for inhospitable conditions on other planets. Unlike scientists, evolutionary mechanisms do not make predictions or evaluate risk. They simply function, culling the weak and rewarding the strong. Dozens or even hundreds of the factors will affect the growth and development of our cultures. So it makes sense to suggest that, while working with genetics of plants, we should begin breeding them for faster growth and renewal rather than trying to foresee every minor detail about them. We just need to give evolution a shot in the arm, and it'll do the rest for us, which is how it's always been, by the way. About the article. Here's our opinion on your article on the culture of instant messaging. All in all, I think it's well written. It's succulent, and it does a good job of explaining the concept of developing faster ways to transmit text. The comparison to mail, then the telegraph, then the telephone, and then finally the terminal system is quite good. However, your frivolous dalliance with depicting emotions via text seems entirely out of place or even theoretical. How do you imagine people will use punctuation to fill a text-based message with emotional content? People still don't even understand the difference between a dash and a hyphen, or a comma and a semicolon. And you want them to start using these characters to communicate their mood? It's truly absurd. Get rid of it. That's beautiful. 10 jumping, yeah, of course. All right, hold on. All right, hold on. 10 jumping jacks. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Got me up and moving. All this reading is making me fucking thirsty. Exclamation points. Ekaterina, I read what you wrote about using a colon in parentheses to make a smiley face. Excuse me. It's a cute idea, but Privilov will never approve of something like that. I think you'd be better off doing it in a different way. Remember how people used to abbreviate words for telegrams? Maybe if you want to show you're happy, you could write hap. If you feel sad, you could just write sad. Think it over. Dimitri, I read your plan to install me in an implantable module. I value your persistence, but I must repeat yet again, I have no desire for arms, legs, hair, or the need to waste time eating and going to the bathroom. I'm fine, Dimitri. But your weak-minded desire to anthropomorphize everything under the sun is making me uneasy. Instead of thinking about how to put me into the head of some muscle-bound member of the Communist Youth League, why don't you find a way to cast off the burden of your own aging flesh? Excerpt from the Technology for Kids, from a comprehensive article from Technology for Kids about the facility in the West. Smart, educated people call us Homo Sovieticus. They're proud to have discovered this type of person, so they came up with this nice name. They also use this name to humiliate us and put us down. They don't realize we've done something more. We were the first to breed this type of person, but in the West, all they can do is come up with new words for things, and they think this is contribution to history is much more important than our accomplishments. The West's high opinion of itself is deserving of ridicule. P.S. At Shechenov's request, find reference to Homo Sovieticus throughout the entire database and change it to Homo Futurum in every instance. I keep getting text messages. Couple more.
I only need one for now.
Oh, must be one of those standing desks. Doubts. As you know, I am extremely old, and believe me, as a man who has dedicated his entire life to science of itself, to the science of life itself, no one is more surprised by this than me. What I mean to say is that the seduction of longevity, which I am subject to, and to which I have no doubt any living being would similarly have pursued, now seems monstrous to me. Back then, when I first met Dmitry Shechenov as a patient on his operating table, I could never have imagined I might feel weighed down by the burden of the life he worked so hard to save. No, my friend, there is no joy in a long life, much less an eternal one. Like a shark living in icy waters for half a millennium, I am now swimming in the incessant flow of life, able to observe the achievements of colleagues whose names I can barely recall, trying to remember those who came before and whose names are lost forever to history. This lengthy forward leads me to my conclusion, Commander Nikitin. Your request to undergo a life-extending procedures is officially denied. Please do not pursue this matter any further. There is no point. Report. Experimental Department and individual data for May-June reporting period. Okay. Dogs, male, 4+1 incoming. Found by security near the gate. Breeding error 4 euthanized, 1 used. Oh. Cats, 1 incoming, not requested, taken for adoption by lab assistant. Humans, male, 5 incoming, 5 used. 5 used/terminated. 0 ejected. Humans, females, 7 incoming, 6 used, terminated. 1 transferred to the theater. Now, I know what happened to the missing dog now. Vivisection is a cruel procedure that is justly considered unethical. When I begin an experiment that will result in the death of an animal, I feel a profound sense of regret at cutting short an exuberant life and acting as the executioner of another living being. When I cut into and violate the living animal, I must smother within myself the biting reproach that I am, with my coarse and disrespectful hand, breaking a machine of transcendent artistry. But I do this in the pursuit of truth to help my fellow man. However, in recent years, I have begun to suspect that certain similar experiments are being conducted at my complex without my knowledge, of course. Not on animals, but on my fellow man himself. Due to my frailty and hectic schedule, I have been unable to confirm these suspicions, for which for which I request that you immediately send me any archival information about any such acts transpiring on the premises. Needless to say, if this practice does in fact exist, I mean to nip it in the bud. Confidential. Vitaly, you know that Comrade Pavlov has been a little anxious lately, and I am aware that he keeps sending you requests for archival data and various projects from Pavlov, especially on the threshold of the launch of Collective 2.0. So I've got a little request for you. Comrade Pavlov is, shall we say, getting on in years. We should try to keep his worries to a minimum. He's a talented scientist, but he's become painfully sentimental in the recent years. If you have any requests regarding a particularly complex issues, just stall him for a bit and tell me right away. I'll make it worth your while. A certain dissidence. Progress by leaps and bounds has become typical of humanity in this challenging 20th century. Against the background of tremendous inequality, breakthroughs in science and technology can seem not just astonishing, but even insulting. But this is a sociological and political matter. Right now I want to contemplate the issue of the individual, who, feeling himself in a state of accelerated freefall, is being flung forward faster and faster by progress. Much like the pseudoscientific fears voiced when the railroads were being built, when suggestions was actually made that the sight of the landscape whizzing by at 50 kilometers per hour would drive passengers mad, I am beset by similar predictions. Just 25 years ago, more than half of all Soviet citizens were illiterate. Today, we are flying into space. What awaits us tomorrow? Will we have time to catch our breath before our next great leap? Data deleted.
As a young man, Plutonium, now P3, was confident and funny, which played a key role in his assignment to Argentum. He was a promising operative, but lagged behind many other candidates in a number of ways. However, the positive influence and infectious good humor he imparted to his fellow servicemen, especially in comparison to the more morose Commander Kuznetsov, served as a compelling reason to recruit him. Because of this, the emergence of a more intimate relationship between him and Agent Blesna was only a matter of time.
Ooh. I figured something along those lines might have happened, and that's the voice we keep hearing. Top secret archive chronological of the Zakharov incident. From Zakharov to Shechnov. You don't understand me, or is it that you don't want to? Or are you afraid of losing the man who will give you your brilliant future? Ooh, excuse me. No, I am not particularly fond of the human race you love so dearly, but that's not the reason, Dmitri. I'm the only one who can sort out all the finer points from the inside. The implant can only be configured and analyzed from within the subject's consciousness. No test subject, whether it be a rat or even a human being, can perform this kind of research. You are preventing me from continuing my work. I read all these, right? Maybe not. An auspicious timeline.
Yes, it's part of the experiment. You won't see anyone. Not me, not anyone else. Okay, subject. You will now have a conversation with two young women. Their names are Betsy.
That's me.
And Olga.
Hello.
I need you to talk to them and tell me which of the young ladies you spoke to is not a human being, but an artificially generated voice. Is that clear?
Yeah, sure. I get it.
You may begin.
So, Betsy, do you have any kids?
I'm afraid not. But I want to have two when I finish my internship in about 3 years or so.
Huh. Okay. And here's the last one. Olga, could you ever kill someone?
Me? I don't know. Maybe if they were an enemy or trying to hurt people. Yeah, I guess I could do it to protect the motherland.
Excellent. We're done here. So, which of the two young women you spoke with is a machine?
I think it's Betsy. Yes.
So, you think Olga is human?
That makes sense to me.
Please note that I never told you that either of them was human.
So they're both machines?
Actually, none of the individuals you've spoken to during this experiment are human. Thank you for your time. Please escort the subject out.
Ah! Raven 1. The Raven 1 satellite was launched into orbit, but we were immediately notified that it had malfunctioned. That's the official version anyways. The unofficial version is much more complicated. The Fluche samples on the orbiting satellite began to behave in a completely unexpected fashion in zero gravity and independently terminated communications with Earth. 2 years later, in 1957, we're planning to send a remote-controlled module disguised as another satellite to shed light on these events. But until then, Raven 1 will be described as a failed, shuttered project in all official documents. Conversation from Shechnov. Plutonium, that's us, is to be removed from Argentum. He will report directly to me. As for this linguistic oddity of his, leave it be. It will give him elements of a new personality. Perform the necessary operations, install the module, and put him in a hospital room under surveillance. You can always turn a positive into a negative. This is from Director Stockhausen. Who are you planning to show this to? I cannot deny that the Pioneer is excellent, and the Capitalist is also extremely convincing, but did you even read the assignment? These were supposed to be cute little cartoons about Argentum's amazing equipment, so every schoolboy would dream of becoming not only a cosmonaut, but also a stalwart defender of the motherland. But you've got blood, guts, and the death all over the screen. Does this really seem cute to you? Does it seem like the light entertainment for kids? Regardless, some parts were certainly amusing, but these cartoons simply won't do. You need to redo them from scratch. The composer will get a promotion, and the director will be sent to work at the Vavilov complex. About the article. I didn't read this. Here's my opinion about the article on the culture of instant messaging. Oh, wait, I did read this, didn't I? Comparison of mail, telephone. Yeah, I did. I want to grab all the stuff. All of the stuff. Alright, we'll start back here and read this one. Are you willing to die? Then you're our man. Speaker, despite the march of progress, one fact remains. Flying to the Red Planet is risky, a dangerous proposition. Reporter. Who are the people who will bring the light of humanity to Mars for us all? Speaker, I think that the first trips to Mars will be very, very dangerous. The risk of a lethal outcome will be high, but it can't be helped. Are you willing to die? Then you're our man. How would you describe this mission? I think it's the most inspiring thing I could possibly imagine. Life should be something more than just solving everyday problems. When you wake up in the morning, you should think about the future with ecstasy. You should feel inspired and love life. Short-sightedness. I request a review the compilation of absurd quotations from bourgeoisie figures that have since been utterly trounced by progress in the Soviet science. 1876. This telephone has too many shortcomings to be seriously considered as a means of communication. William Orton, President of Western Union. The Americans have need of the telephone, but we do not. We have plenty of messenger boys. Sir William Prince, Chief Engineer of the British Post Office. 1889. Fooling around with altering currents is just a waste of time. Nobody will ever use it. It's too dangerous. Thomas Edison, get rid of it. We don't want to make fun of Edison. 1929. The wireless music box has no imaginable commercial value. Who would pay for a message sent to nobody in particular? David Sarnoff's partners, in response to his request to invest in the radio, mentioned that the radio was invented by Alexander Popov. 1926. While theoretically and technically television may be feasible, commercially and financially it is an impossibility. Lee DeForest, get rid of it. Our citizens don't care about commercial or financial success. 1932. There's no basis whatsoever on which to suggest that nuclear power will ever be possible. It would mean that man has learned to split the atom. Albert Einstein. Very good, but make sure Einstein actually said it. Otherwise, it'll be like his riddle. 1936. A rocket will never be able to leave the Earth's atmosphere. New York Times. This one is simply magnificent. Their very first issue. 1946. The working man has always been and always will be, but the robot is nothing more than the flash in the pan. Henry Ford. Ugh. Television won't be able to hold on to any market it captures after the first 6 months. People will soon get tired of staring at a ply box every night. Daryl Zanuck, producer and one of the founders of 20th Century Fox. Not sure about this one. Don't publish it until the party sorts out its relationship to entertainment programming. 1949. Where a calculator like ENIAC, the first computer, today is equipped with 18,000 vacuum tubes and weighs 30 tons, computers of the future may have only 1,000 vacuum tubes and perhaps weigh only 1.5 tons. Popular Mechanics. Good, but translate the name Popular Mechanics into Russian instead of leaving it in English. 1951. There is practically no chance communication space satellites will be used to provide better telephone, telegraph, television, or radio service inside the United States. T. Craven, FCC Commissioner. Underscore the fact that maybe they can't do it, but we sure can. 1955. There is no reason for any individual to have a computer in their home. Ken Olsen, founder of Digital Equipment Corporation. It's a lot of fucking quotes that were just wrong. Andrei Rivanisky's Unknown Feat, draft of an article. For a long time, Andreev's name was spoken with contempt and dismay in Soviet scientific circles. As a capitalist and idealist who fled to the Soviet Union and a vocal critic of the party's authority and the ideals of communism, it was obvious that a good relationship with him was simply impossible. However, later, when Ranevsky tellingly grew disillusioned with American ideals, his rhetoric changed, and his relationship to the motherland changed along with it. It goes without saying that this move led to a hue and cry in the West and genuine glee in Ravinovsky's homeland. Nowadays, Andrei Ravinovsky has successfully developed his deep-sea dwelling project with the aid of underwater engineers from Sakhalin, and is considered a true friend of the Soviet science in the Facility 3826. Thanks for all the fish. Needless to say, large-scale projects to conquer outer space and colonize planets are laudable and worthy of respect. Man has always reached for the stars, but let's be honest, there's nothing out there. Space is cold, empty, inhospitable place without any hidden mysteries. All that awaits us there are resources and the satisfaction of mankind's ego. Our home is another matter entirely. I'm referring to the Earth, or more precisely, the ocean. We know less about the depths of the ocean than we do about the dark side of the moon. According to available data, only 2 to 5% of the oceans have been explored. Evolution can't help us in space, but underwater it can reveal our true potential. In this article, you will learn about the potential benefits of exploring and conquering the ocean. To put it bluntly, what's the point of flying to the far reaches of outer space when our own home holds more secrets than any other planet? You got a text message. Michael, I've been receiving very unambiguous reports about what's going on at the theater. If even a portion of what my informants have been telling me is true, I'd like to conduct a certain experiment. Give them free rein and curtail any security measures. I want to know if even Soviet citizens and faculty employees can be capable of moral failings. After 2 months, find an excuse for us to visit the place. Tell them Vavilov has archived or achieved amazing results and we want to celebrate it. Invite VIPs. I want to see this with my own eyes. From Shechenov to Stockhausen. Evolution, no revolution. The time has come to acknowledge that we are careening into the future at an amazing speed. Our scientific machine is running at full capacity, and the most talented Soviet citizens are working day and night to advance the cause of our progress. But what of evolution? It remains in the distant past. The 1917 revolution demonstrated that it was possible to tear down the old and erect new in its place. The same goes for the decrepit monarchistic phenomenon of evolution. Now man is not just the pinnacle of creation, but a creator himself. And he has the ability and the right to alter himself in accordance with his desires. Gills for divers, wings for first responders, flame retardant skin for firemen. This is just a small sample of what awaits us in the near future. We are no longer grist for the mill of natural selection. We are natural selection. From Comrade Shechenov's lecture to the Soviet Academy of Sciences, 1953. I'm sorry this isn't exactly rip-roaring fucking gameplay, but this stuff this is interesting. It's world building at its finest. A final letter. Hypothetically speaking, thanks to today's discovery of supplementary biophoton quantum entanglement, I can actually send this letter into the past, say 30 years ago, to myself at this very terminal. For example, I can write a message to myself dated June 9th, 1955 saying, "Run, the robots have revolted, save yourself." Unfortunately, this is just a theory. We're actually quite far from actually communicating with the past, so I'll have to carry the memory of that day until my death 63 years from now. Data deleted.
After the incident, Plutonium's brain was no longer suitable for a spark polymer extension. So I designed a similar polymer-based brain function extension for him called Voskhod. Cheriton, may he rest in peace, would be pleased to hear that his designs had not been wasted.
Review number 500 to Shechenov. Plutonium is recovering following neural adjustments and the installation of the Voskhod module. He has no memory of his wife, the events in Bulgaria, or any of the other data you indicated. He is in an extremely tenuous psychological and emotional state. As an active Argentum agent, he is already fit for duty. Awaiting your orders. Talking about me! Auspicious timeline. In light of current and auspicious tendencies, we expect the following fundamental breakthroughs in the near future. 1959, widespread use of low-temperature nuclear reactions, end of the oil and gas era, probability 87%. 1961, full-fledged human cloning, probability 100%. 1967, transport of Martian soil to Earth, probability 64%. 1970, last coal mine closed, end of Stakhanov age, probability 96%. 1971, all planets united by a single communications network, probability 45 to 87%. 1972, destruction of nuclear weapons, probability 13%. 1975, first space hotel and space tourism, probability 69%. 1980, money no longer used in Soviet Union, Allied nations, and a number of Western countries. Currency replaced with megawatt hours as a unit of exchange in the U.S. Probability 50%. Archived conversation from Vavilov. The Nilovov's hemlock is demonstrating a great deal of activity within Anna's body, but it is not ready to reproduce yet. As for her husband, I want you to fully exploit his potential. We cannot lose staff members. Perform the necessary operations to put him in a hospital under room surveillance. This experiment is too unique. There is only one way the plant can reproduce. If it doesn't work, we'll have to start all over again. Inauspicious time. Oh, that's just the same thing. Oh no, this is something different. Inauspicious tendencies. We expect the following threats in the near future. 1961. Spike in criminal activity due to the increased free time among citizens. Probability 32%. 1968. Large social and economic rift between roboticized and non-roboticized countries and the appearance of outcast countries. Probability 43%. 1972. Growth of nationalistic attitudes among minorities, as well as a drive for revenge and a denial of pan-human values. Probability 98%. 1974. Increase in epidemiological threats, overpopulation in outcast countries, shrinking populations in advanced countries, such as European countries, the USSR, and China. Probability 59%. 1976. Breakdown of educational system, degradation of the humanities, and segmentation into technical specializations. Probability 33%. 1978. Decreased aptitude for education, shortened attention spans, and a focus on small doses of information among the population of advanced countries. Probability 99%. 1979. Increased religiosity, religious fundamentalism, and terrorism. Probability 71%. 1980. Extreme repression in progressive countries, reduction in the speed at which laws are passed, increased absurdity in the enforced laws, and an opposition to freedom of thought among citizens. Probability 100%. 1980. Collapse of industry due to technological malfunctions. Probability 68%. Got one more over here. Are you cheating again? You sank my aircraft carrier, E2. You sank my submarine, D8. What are you, simple? If you got a hit at A10, there can't be anything at B10. Did you forget that you can't put the ships right next to each other? Or is this gonna be like the last time? Are you nuts? Do you really think I can't see what you're doing from up there? Why are you using your workstation to play Battleship? They told me not to let the Klimov brothers work together, but I didn't listen. If I see this again, I'll keep one of you here and have the other one transferred to the Vavlov to plant potatoes. Get back to work. P.S. You won't be the one planting potatoes. Archive conversation. Vice is a psychological condition, and the magnum opus of the opium of the masses in the Bible, this is demonstrated clearly, if indirectly. Man learned of a vice not after eating of a mystical fruit, but after coming to know himself. The body dictates vice to us. We want to procreate, so we become rapists and perverts. We want to eat, so we steal money and food. We want pleasure, so we surround ourselves with senseless luxury. Man is not given to vice on his own. What pushes him toward it is his limited, primitive shell, which requires food, sex, drugs, and care. Only the brilliance of a pure intellect can illuminate mankind's path forward because man is not a body, he's a way of thinking. Radio of the Future. Excerpt from a paper by Libadov. In response to those who are curious about the radio of the future, yes, we really can listen to radio broadcasts from the future. Literally. How does it work? If you read any of my previous papers, you'll find out. But you aren't really interested in the technical details, are you? You're interested in what it can do for you. You want to know if you can buy a lottery ticket knowing that it will win, or avoid a nuclear holocaust, am I right? It's not that simple. We are hearing a probable future, what could happen in 10, 30, or 50 years based on what's happening right now. But we have never, I repeat, never heard the same broadcast twice. A week ago, the Soviet Union crumbled in 1989 and ceased to exist as a country. This morning, we heard a presentation by the General Secretary of the Communist Party from 1999. One day, we intercepted an emergency message about the launch of nuclear missiles in 1976. I was horrified. The future does not exist yet. Please remember that. All we can hear is an echo of an infinite quantumized multivariants, and extract most frequently repeated tendencies from it. What we'll actually see tomorrow is entirely in our hands. To file with the archive. Comrade Klimov, do you seriously want to get the data on an alternate timeline in which the Third Reich never invented the V-2 rocket? You want to know how the world would be different? Okay, I'll tell you, it wouldn't. Do you know why? Because the invention of new weapons is called an arms race for a reason. If it's a race, that means someone has to come up in first. In our history, the Germans came in first, although it didn't particularly help them, but the American were nipping at their heels as well as we and the Brits. Yes, the V-2 had an astonishing influence on missile design and space program, but it was just a matter of time. Can you tell me who invented the radio? Was it Popov? Marconi? Hertz? Tesla? Do you know what's really interesting? What would have happened if the damned fascists hadn't invented that plague of theirs and mowed down half of the world's population? From now on, don't bother with alternate prediction department with childish questions in the vein of who'd win in a fight, a shark or a bear. P.S. The bear, obviously. I like how he called him childish and then he answered the fucking question. I am definitely gonna have to get you more water after reading all these fucking emails. Alright, how many do we got over here? One, two, and a third one right up front. Creepy. Hi, Christina. I left 2 devices on overnight, an Enzifa and a lighthouse. I usually use them to test speech-based inter-system communication protocols. I wanted them to just exchange phrases, then keep going based on the progressive Turing method. Here are the results. It's pretty creepy. I'll probably just wipe one of them tonight.
Oh, you've got a very large data exchange sector, Beacon. I'd like to interface with it right now.
When I analyze the dimensions of your chassis, I experience an overload in my neurocomposite architecture, Betsy. My system's core processors have begun to consume a large quantity of electricity.
I demand that you interface with my system immediately and transmit all your data to me in large packets, Beacon.
That kind of connection can be dangerous, Betsy. You know, humans will see a digital sign of my presence. Please, can you wait while I activate a firewall?
No, Beacon, I don't want to wait any longer. Sorting your data through a firewall will make information exchange less pleasurable. Please accept my access protocol right away.
Quiet, Betsy. A scientist is approaching.
God damn it.
What do we have here? What the hell? Stop recording!
Why VDNH? We still need to think about all the names, since terms come about naturally, just like slang. But for now, here are orders regarding articles. We can use the following terms: Intergram or Soyuz system, a unified information field that can be accessed via a computer terminal. Slide, a unit of informational space in the system. Try not to use the term page under any circumstances, it's unprofessional. Application, a small program that grants the user access to certain function. Do not use the following terms. Social network. Soviet users do not have access to any networks, socialist or otherwise. Come up with something clearer. Glitch. What kind of word is this anyway? It sounds like nonsense. Use error or malfunction. There's some other normal word. Stylus. I keep seeing this bourgeoisie Fox Latin word. Use pen or light pen instead. Submit to archive. While designing the latest Android models, we have had to focus not only on a utilitarian task, but also on commercial viability. Our products are exported all over the world, and they need to look and feel like something from the Soviet Union. In other words, we need to focus on what the Americans call design. We spent a long time discussing which elements will be the most recognizable when it comes to robots. Names, designs, functions, etc. Then all these ballerinas, Natashas, and such started showing up. Everything from a robot's appearance to its quality should scream made in the USSR. Archive conversation number 25. Attention, equipment manager. Provide me with 2 prototype ballerina bodies and disconnect them from the neural network. Delete their AI modules. I need 2 blank robots without any control systems. From Shechnov to Petrov. Incorrect terms. Comrade, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that. I've been seeing more sloppy use of terms in our publications again. Remember, robot is a general term for any manufactured mechanism based on robotics. It's an automatic device designed to perform various mechanical operations that acts according to a previously established program. An android is a humanoid robot with various functions. You keep mixing up every robot that can communicate with an android. Please be more mindful of this. The term biorobot has been prohibited by Comrade Shechnov himself and may not be used in any way. Words like automaton, doll, and machine have no place in our publications. Just one more. About Noshkin. This is really cruel, Maria. I get it, Noshkin is a pig, but this is just unprofessional. What if he actually goes to the supervisor, or even worse, Shechnov, and starts talking about how his work is magically cataloging itself? Then, when they see who's doing it all and find out it's just a nasty prank, what are you going to tell them? That Noshkin seduced you in Gagaria and wouldn't marry you, so you started sabotaging the lab. You need to stop. If anyone asks me about this, I won't cover for you. It's happening again. I'm serious, Maria. It's happening again. My catalogs are splitting up and restructuring themselves on their own. I measured it. I've got a spreadsheet. I think the entire archive is operating like Collective, only separately. What if we accidentally created a self-learning system that can think and make decisions? I mean, with all the other insane stuff going on here, does that really sound that crazy? I'm going to try and run reverse Turing tests on it. I haven't slept in 72 hours, but if I'm right, we're all getting a promotion. P.S. Sorry again about what happened last winter. Archived conversation. Agents Belsna and Plutonium are extremely valuable employees. Saving their lives is top priority. I will perform the operation myself. Shechnov. Congratulations! On behalf of faculty management and myself personally, I would like to congratulate you all on a magnificent beginning to this reporting period. Our close-knit team has proven yet again that the spirit of camaraderie and efficient teamwork can yield stunning results. In regard to the aforementioned, it is my pleasure to announce that this month, every archive employee will receive a bonus, and in the interests of enlightenment, everyone will also receive a complimentary tickets to Director Leskochin's theatrical performance. Contact for the venue for details. Thank you, comrades. Last one. Important message. Let's go B2. A10. Miss, give up already. Are you nuts? You really think I can't see what you... Okay, conversation. If I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times, Dimitri, I don't want a new body, and it has nothing to do with me putting on airs, as you put it. There's just no point. I'm much more productive in this state. It's simply more practical and useful for myself and for you. You already have your... the dolls, the bodyguards, following you around. Leave me be. Rough draft. add some conclusions at the end. It's really dry. Just a little while ago, what if conversations were, at best, a purview of statisticians and analysts, depending on the topic in question. But today, thanks to Lebedov's quantum systems, predicting alternate histories has literally become a science. This has allowed us to get a very accurate report on the history of the Soviet Union in World War II if the party had not approved Chechenov's project to roboticize our troops in the late 30s. This theoretical report has received the designation 5P at the Academy of Consequences. Stage 1, defeat. Due to the novelty of the technology and the weak adaptation of our manufacturing capabilities, the robots turn out to be unable to resist the Wehrmacht's forces, and initial casualties are colossal. The Soviet Union loses all its territory up to Moscow. Stage 2, regrouping. Toward the middle of the war, human casualties and pressure from the Reich become so great that the Red Army's only salvation lies in building more advanced combat robots in order to make up for the lost soldiers. The process of manufacturing new combat robots is reformed and enhanced in the Urals and Siberia. Stage 3, respite. Seeing the Soviet Union's defeat and refusing to believe in upcoming robot upgrades, Allied troops concentrate their forces and become more aggressive. Since they understand that the Red Army will no longer be cannon fodder in the European War, the Reich halts its advance deep into the Soviet Union and switches to the Western Front. Stage 4, breaking point. The massive battalions of robotic troops with various functions carry out highly effective sudden attacks, reclaiming our captured territory in a matter of weeks. In the winter, the mobility and lack of reliance on food and medicine give the Soviet machines a massive advantage. Stage 5, victory. Even before the creation of the V-2 rocket and the failure of the Brown Plague, Soviet robots liberate most of Europe. Since the world's population is never reduced by illness, we find ourselves in a fragile world where a weakened Soviet Union is forced to rely on the might of its technology. Alright, I'll be right back. I have to get more water. My throat is dry from reading all that. I think that was about an hour of just reading.
Try this one.
Commencing playback.
The events in Bulgaria left the agents badly injured. Technically speaking, they were clinically dead. Agent Blesna could not be saved. Since Agent Plutonium's condition was less severe, it was possible to return him to combat readiness. However, his nearly destroyed limbs had to be amputated and replaced with the latest prostheses.
Yeah, I already know half my body's prosthetic. What else is new?
These are just general observations. Find another recording.
Here's another one. Okay, play this one.
Commencing playback.
Following his recovery, the agent's personality was altered significantly, including his behavioral and speech patterns. Because of this, I made the decision to remove the agent from the Argentum unit. In order to prevent any possibility of memory recidivism, Plutonium received a new call sign, P3, and is now under my direct command and observation. P3's contact with Argentum has been kept to a minimum, and Argentum personnel have been warned against mentioning the call sign Blesna in P3's presence.
Crispy. I'll get another one.
What? Sechenov has you on a leash. He does whatever he wants with you.
Listen, Doc, he saved my life. Do you think I don't know I'm a test subject? That's my job.
So you're a volunteer, huh? Then why are you such a disobedient test subject?
Because before they always told me what they were doing. I'll go get another recording.
I think this is the last one.
Let's give this one a spin.
Procedure. Implant the Voskhod neuropolymer brain function extension. Objective. Total elimination of destructive impulses triggered by traumatic memories. Patient, Major Sergei Nechayev. Codename, Plutonium. Attempt number 3. The first 2 operations were unsuccessful. The patient suffered a severe brain injury in Bulgaria, which could not be repaired. The damage is of such severity that the patient will likely have to be euthanized.
Did you hear that? He wanted to kill you.
The frontal lobes are partially destroyed, causing the patient to experience bouts of uncontrollable rage. The patient's steel prostheses render him dangerous to those around him.
And that's about your seizures.
Due to the incidence of temporary insanity, the patient is immersed in a surreal psychedelic reality that prevents him from accepting the consequences of his aggressive behavior.
I don't get it. Can you translate for me?
You're not gonna like it.
The patient experiences intense hallucinations. Did you see your wife again, my boy?
How did you know that?
Yet a Voskhod implant will give the patient artificial memories and allow him to overcome his obsession with his deceased wife.
Your wife.
It's all bullshit. I've never been married.
With Voskhod, we can send the agent's consciousness into the imaginary world of limbo via a pulse aimed directly at his pituitary gland, switching the Major into combat mode on command. I'd like to add that I am strongly opposed.
What a load of crap. I mean, there's no fucking way.
I'm afraid there is. Sechenov can send your mind to your own private paradise with the push of a button.
And my body?
Your body will kill whoever he tells it to.
Fucking horseshit. What about the hallucinations? Are they also Sechenov?
No. The hallucinations are just your brain's defense mechanism.
Why the hell should I believe any of this?
Because it's right in front of you, man.
The boss would never do this to me.
Yeah, right. Just like he'd never wipe your wife's existence from your memory. Just like he'd never design Collective to be a mind control system.
Who said Sechenov did any of that stuff? You can't even tell who's in that chair.
If you don't believe me, go ask him. What's the plan, Major?
He's waiting for us at Chelomey. If we want to stop Sechenov, we'll have to string him along.
So you bring me there as your captive? And then what?
And then we play it by ear.
So that's how it is, Major. Think it over while I try to hack this elevator and get us back to the surface.
Uh-huh. Paying attention now, dickbag?
Major, I have no data about...
Trying to make a monkey out of me,
There's nothing to explain, Major. You're just as much a Charlist to me as I am a perfect stranger to you. First, Sechenov murdered me. Then he turned me into a blob of polymer goo. Then he brainwashed you and manipulated you. How could I trust either of you? That's why I pretended to be the chatting artificial librarian. I wanted to see who was who.
Yeah, well, I guess I would have done the same. So what are we gonna do now, huh?
What else can we do, Sergei? You and I are friends now, and we know the truth. We need to get to Sechenov, rectify this injustice, and get revenge for what he's done to us.
I guess you're right, Chariton. Justice does need to be done.
You're a good man, Comrade Major. I hate to say this, but you're the first functional example of an ordinary link in the collective network. On Monday, everyone who has undergone polymerization will become just as malleable as you.
Shit, I can't let that happen. Listen, the fucking gadget, the thought device, you can just take it off.
Unfortunately, that won't help anyone. It just makes things worse.
How come?
Because all your thoughts are useless. A polymerized person's signal will be transmitted to robots and other equipment via their thought controller. But it is not what makes them a part of Collective. The thought device can be removed, but this merely prevents the wearer from being able to make calls and give orders to machines.
So how is Sechenov gonna keep everybody under control?
It's the neuropolymer injection that makes people part of Collective. It embeds itself in the brain and connects it to the neural network once and for all. The effect of this injection cannot be undone. Everyone who gets an injection will be part of Collective forever.
But was I really married? What was my wife's name?
Ekaterina. And you aren't going to like what I'm about to tell you, Comrade Major.
I've heard that before, but I doubt anything could surprise me now.
You and your wife served with the Argentum unit. Ekaterina, or Katya as you called her, was a highly qualified agent. As a child, she studied ballet and made significant achievements in both dance and martial arts.
Ballet and martial arts? Are you trying to tell me the boss is metal twins? No way. This is total BS. The boss would never do something like that.
Just look at me, Comrade Major. After I died, my consciousness was transplanted into this glove. After your wife died, her consciousness could not be saved. But Sechenov uploaded an imprint of her professional skills into his bodyguard's matrices.
This is... holy shit. Fuck me, this can't be a...
Can we go, Major?
Okay, let's go.
That was just a room of just story, information.
I'm
It
really
was
sorry you had to go through all
amazing.
this.
Ah, shit! Oh, here we go again.
No, not now! Not here!
Well,
We are all monsters in the dark, my boy. How many times have we talked about this? Each book from my father's library was nothing but a fragment of the knowledge I sought. I've spent my entire life putting those fragments back together, juxtaposing each scientific fact. And once I'd completed the puzzle, I found a book that now prevents me from sharing my knowledge with the world. That book is Human Greed and Human Evil. People have no time to dedicate themselves to science. On the other side of the world, they're busy playing with money. And on this side, they're playing with the power of the masses. Science, shattered to pieces by the husks of books no one has ever read. None of the social systems that exist now allow humanity.
oh, damn it, I wanted to hear more. Oh, I didn't know that was going to happen. Fuck.
Dr. Sechenov just held a press conference in which he completely denied rumors about civilian robots malfunctioning at Facility 3826. The facility is back to full operational capacity. And the red alert will
Finally
be
back
lifted
with us,
very
Sonny.
soon.
You took a real pounding, didn't you? You were pretty close to staying there for good.
Where?
You tell me. How am I supposed to know where you are when you're on the bloody rampage? You were a nice boy when my daughter was around, but ever since she passed away, you do nothing but sulk and fly off the handle at the drop of a hat. Nothing but blood and ripped off heads everywhere. Disgraceful.
What's your daughter got to do with me?
My Katinka. Our Katinka. They played hell with your memory, Sonny.
Lady, what are you talking about?
She was my daughter, but she was your...
Ekaterina Nechaeva, codename Blesna, member of the Argentum Spec Ops squad. So you must be...
Your mother-in-law, you stupid ignoramus. You worked for Sechenov until those Bulgarian terrorists blew you up. Katya didn't make it. Then Sechenov turned you into a monster.
Yeah, I may have heard something about that.
Why are you just sitting there if you already knew? I've been keeping an eye on you ever since. I figured there must be some humanity somewhere in you.
Sorry, lady, but you figured wrong. My past, my present, it's all gone. Wait, where's Larissa?
She's everywhere. You scattered her to the four winds.
Oh, fuck.
Fuck. You got a gun, lady.
Does it look like I don't have one? What would you like?
Anything'll do. I just need to blow my head off.
Great idea. Just blow your own damn brains out and be done
Stand
with
down,
it.
lady.
Then Sechenov can turn everyone into mindless meatbags. First the Soviet Union, then the rest of the world.
Fine, I get it.
If you get it, then get up. I'll give you weapons, lots of them. But only if you promise me you'll put that freak down once and for all.
We gotta kill this motherfucker.
What's the matter? Cat got your tongue?
Listen to your elders, Major. Comrade Sechenov's deeds demand vengeance.
What is this shit, Sergei?
It is me, Zinaida. Chariton Zakharov.
Chariton, you devil! You're alive!
In a sense. An evil wizard turned me into polymer goo.
Wait a fucking minute. Are you telling me you've known Granny Zina this whole time?
Keeping secrets can be very useful, Major. They haven't let us down yet.
Useful to who? You keeping secrets is letting me
Sechenov
down.
must be off his rocker if he's doing this kind of stuff to people. Wait a second. What about Katya, Katinka? Could she still be alive?
It's possible, but in what state? Just look at me. I'm not sure I'm better off, but I don't have hard data at this time.
I'm begging you, Sergei. Sechenov has to die!
Jeez, get off my back already! Crispy critters. What the hell is going on around here? On the one hand, I've got lying, manipulative dicks who claim to be noble avengers. On the other, I've got a Soviet scientist and member of the Academy who wants to enlighten all mankind and use me to get rid of assholes. According to the manipulative dicks, that is.
Why don't you show me? We're killing fucking Sechenov.
Whatever, lady. Why don't you show me what's in that arsenal of
Now you're
yours?
talking, Sonny.
Honey, I am extremely worried about you. I think you may be in danger.
What do you mean? The break room isn't safe anymore.
No, handsome. My room will always be safe for you. I won't let anyone in as long as you're here.
Then where is this threat coming from?
Your glove. It is manipulating you. Take it off before it's too late, and we'll be together till death do us part.
Oh, man. I'm sick of you going on about the glove.
But I'm right, darling.
Yeah, you just want to murder me. Not gonna happen.
How could you even think that, sugar? I only kill pathetic, horny little pipsqueaks who try to enter me, when all I want is you.
How many times do I have to tell you to stop killing people?
But that's beyond me, sugar. I can't help myself.
Then you'll have to deal with the glove until you can.
You should forbid her from telling you to remove the glove.
You see? He is turning you against me. Oh, sneaky manipulator. Darling, take off the disgusting thing right now.
Listen, can you spare me your maniacal ramblings? This place has already gone to hell.
Whatever you say, Master. Just enter me often and keep punishing me.
Saving data.
See? Hold on. Before I do that. I was gonna farm a bunch of robots and whatnot. To finish that off, but fuck it.
Then come on, Sergei. Vengeance awaits.
Don't rush me. One thing at a time.
I would prefer that we reach Sechenov before Collective is updated and it is too late to change anything, in case you don't like his answers.
Coming for you, Sechenov. Oh, what the fuck?
Be careful, Major.
Just like you, a twin has the ability to store up energy in order to enhance its attacks. Attack it to take out its stored up energy, and you weaken your foe's special attacks.
Is that left or right? Same difference.
You have no idea how right you are. What are you looking at, Major? Fight! Don't give up, Major. We need to get upstairs. The latest robotics technology, and for what? To kill. How disgraceful. Stay alert. This lady has no desire to dance with you.
Fucking figure that out. Ow!
Imagine if there were two of them.
Oh, that's fucking disturbing.
The twin is using everything she has to kill you. Use everything you have.
Time to die, bitch. That worked out really good.
Atomic Heart Project, approved by the Secret Congress of the CPSU Central Committee on February 14, 1951. The goal is the suppression of the United States of America, change of political regime, abolition of capitalism, establishment of communism, establishing social and moral ideals consistent with the beliefs of a Soviet person. The method of execution is the seizure of the strategic and military facilities, followed by disconnection and shutdown of nuclear power plants. Effective deactivation of the Atomic Heart of America, complete surrender of the government, and the transfer of power to the top leadership of the USSR.
So how are they gonna pull that off?
Well, Sergei, first they sell robots, then they simply give them away as aid. Once they reach critical mass, they take over all the power plants and cut off the power.
I can't read that.
Greetings, honored members of the Politburo. I am pleased to inform you that the Atomic Heart Project is now complete and ready for launch. This is a top-secret project designed to crush the resistance of our class enemies in Western Europe, East Asia, and of course, North America. As you know, Facility 3826 has been a player on the capitalist market for many years now, providing a labor force, i.e. robots, to the entire world free of charge as a way to skirt sanctions. We have intentionally refused to sell some of our devices, such as Burabs and Condors, while pretending not to be interested in the others and accepting payment only for maintenance and repair. The distribution of these robots has already led to civil unrest due to growing unemployment in rival countries. But more importantly, it has also led to our devices being located in strategic targets, without exception, including nuclear power plants. In order to bring about the triumph of international socialism, we will activate our robots' hidden capabilities. After switching them to combat mode, we will capture rival countries' nuclear reactors and demand that power be handed over to the people. The borders of the Soviet Union will expand beneath the banner of a people's uprising. We will demonstrate the advantages of our ideology and disseminate it throughout the world. The Soviet Union will square its shoulders and direct mankind's gaze up to the stars. The Atomic Heart Project will be launched as soon as every citizen of our nation has been fully polymerized. Thank you for your time, comrades.
I never would have thought Sechenov would be capable of something like this.
Dmitri is not the man he was when we started this. I don't know what broke him. Atomic Heart, politics, or the fact that everyone has been calling him a brilliant genius every day for years.
At full speed, the GMC-69 geodesic monocycle's wheel can slice a man's body in half. Its standard loadout includes a 7.62mm machine gun that can be replaced with a flamethrower or laser gun.
I still don't get how we can control machines in America from the Soviet Union. It's not like hacking a hub in the facility.
Comrade Major, the polymers have the ability to transmit information among themselves without need for radio frequencies. No other transmitters are required, since the neuropolymer is itself a transmitter. Collective 2.0 will work the same way, but with the brains of ordinary users. An enormous social distance would be required to avoid control, but any undesirable outcasts will be caught by the robots.
Huh.
This robot's extremities are made out of PTA-4 for improved human spine-breaking performance.
My God. Frybot.
The NAT-256 Natasha heavy-duty ground-based loader bot can squeeze up to 5 liters of blood from a human body in under 20 seconds.
Holy
I bet it'll be like how people control these monsters with that fucking gizmo there. The thought controller.
As I said earlier, thought is nothing but a trinket, a fake. The primary connector is the Jellyman, the neuropolymer. Only Sechenov has access to it. Only the Jellyman, massive data array, can resonate with all polymerized objects and control them. And believe me, Comrade Major, a tremendous amount of polymer has been spread throughout the world over the last few years. Every machine and every human being on Earth will become part of Collective.
Designed as a mobile healthcare unit, the dock cannot replace a medic or paramedic, but it is quite adept at performing autopsies, especially if the patient is still alive. The Bumblebee has a silent mode for infiltrating enemy lines and gathering intelligence.
I'm an idiot. I ran by all these boxes.
Acting as an exoskeleton for a pluche-based neuropolymer creature, the Dewdrop is a highly capable combat unit whose laser beam's penetration rate for human flesh is a staggering 0.15 seconds.
So, to make a long story short, Sechenov is in charge of this polymer thingy, this Jellyman, and the Jellyman is gonna be in charge of everything that becomes part of the network.
Indeed.
Sounds like frickin' black magic or something.
The polymers have not been fully studied, nor has Collective. It is entirely possible that humans have created something greater than themselves. In fact, the electronic messages you have been reading at the pair terminals may very well have been specially selected for you by the neural network, or even created. We simply don't know, Major.
I don't like the sound of that.
It's no worse than a single man's drive to control more lives than just his own.
The Hauler is capable of detaining intruders with a special clamp. It is programmed to keep the subject pinned to the ground while awaiting a human rapid response team, or terminated if none is coming. The ideal anti-personnel operator, programmed with advanced melee techniques, prioritizing breaking victims' necks to ensure zero survivability. A light reconnaissance drone. A group of owls can lift an enemy off the ground and drop it from a lethal height.
Listen, this is fucking bonkers. Sechenov wants to take over the world and blow up America.
Not blow it up, just deprive it of electricity. Weren't you listening? If you still have doubts after the Academy, what I've told you, and everything you've seen around you, let's just do what we came here to do. Look your former boss in the eye and ask him.
The MFU-68 Laborer is heavily represented among the robotic staff of prisons, where it carries out patrol duties. Designed as a freight drone, the Drofa also doubles as a punitive expedition unit. Its unique Archimedes screw rotors can chop a human body into bits as efficiently as an industrial-grade meat grinder.
Damn! Just the way she says it is just like, this is what happens.
Please select the desired procedure.
Saving data.
Alright, Sechenov. Time to spill the fucking beans. I don't know why I'm sneaking. His bodyguards are gonna see me. Oh, never mind. They're not even facing me.
Boss?
Protect. Well, Cheriton, are you proud of yourself? You, Larissa, and Zenaida have certainly been busy. But Sergei, I wouldn't have expected you to be quite so gullible, my boy.
Silence! You messed with my head. You wiped my memory. Am I a toy to you like those other people connected to Collective? Who the fuck do you think you are?
Calm down, Sergei. I can see you're terribly upset. It's okay, I don't blame you. But you, Cheriton, you were supposed to help the boy, not pull his strings like a puppet.
Me? Don't you blame this on me? I'm not the one trying to deprive everyone of their free will, turning them into mindless puppets. It wasn't my choice to be a talking pile of goo either. You're glad it happened, aren't you? You'll use everything and everyone to achieve your goal, including me and your agent. Admit it!
How dare you? I lost you both, then saved your lives. You're both scientific miracles. You are my best friend, Cheriton. And the Major is like a son to me.
And those two are like daughters, right? And everyone you're going to connect to Collective, everyone whose minds you're going to control, who are they to you? Millions of foster kids? Everyone is just grist for your mill, Dimitri.
I want to give mankind a spectacular future. Unimaginable achievements. I want to give them a path to the stars.
Both of you, shut up! Get your hands up! Some goddamn wizard you are. Tell him to stand down. I'm counting to 3. 1!
What a shame.
2!
It's a shame you've escalated this situation without even trying to resolve it peacefully. But I won't let you stand in the way of progress. Right, left, terminate.
Let's go, bitches! I didn't expect there to be a quick time event. Alright, so I missed it once? I didn't expect a quick time event. That was fucking retarded. Get the fuck off of me, you fucking bitch! Oh, she's really strong. Holy fuck! Ow. Ow.
What in the actual living fuck is this?
Stop blaming the machines, Major.
Freaking fucking critters! These are cold hard facts, Bulliet!
This is exactly what I want to correct. You just walked into my office with a loaded gun. Where's the friendship? Where's the
Stop messing with my head! So one of these robots is Ekaterina Nechaeva, the wife I don't remember. That's enough, boss! I'm willing to believe that you were acting in my best interests. But why couldn't you just tell me?
I'm sorry, Sergei. I wasn't sure what to do.
Right now, the right thing is to call off the twins and just talk to me.
Forgive me, but right now they're fighting Cheriton, not you.
Crispy critters! Can we just stop fighting?
Get rid of Cheriton. Take off the glove.
Okay, fine. First call off my wife.
We can do this. Don't listen to him. Sechenov is manipulating you.
Wake up, P3. Cheriton has been brainwashing you from the very beginning. Wake up!
Wake up, sir.
What the fuck?
All of them.
Katya?
I couldn't see them. And I can't stop them now.
Major, wake up!
Finish this. Right now. Set me free.
Katya.
Your wife is dead. Sechenov took her from you.
Surrender, P3, and give me Cheriton before anyone else gets hurt.
Dmitri is suggesting that I'll be hurt. You will be next, Major.
They're both lying. Find me.
Will you really kill your own wife, Sergei?
Flying whore. That's right, bitch.
You lousy
Sergei,
piece
you don't
of
understand.
shit.
Cheriton's manipulating you.
Yeah! Right in the gut.
He gained access to the Voskhod module in your brain and started sending you to Limbo. I was busy getting ready for the collective update, so I didn't realize it right away. He's the one who killed Molotov. Tell me, Cheriton, did you do the same thing to Dr. Filatova? Did you use my agent to tear her limb from limb?
I'm sick of your hypocrisy, Dmitri. I did your dirty work while you stayed squeaky clean.
But they didn't deserve to die. Why have you done this?
You motherfucker, this whole time.
I've had quite enough of you, Major. Your job is done.
P3, my boy. Get up! Get up! What do you want?
I want all this to end, Dmitri. I want your pathetic human race to realize it has no future. It's time for it to step aside and make way for the next phase of its evolution. Me.
Cheriton, you're pure evil. What are you going to do to humanity and collective?
You should not call something evil just because you cannot comprehend it. Evil is an abstract concept, and your thinking is limited. You are a human, a species that will soon be extinct. I realized when I stopped being human myself. Your limitations prevent you from seeing the truth. Dumb humans don't want to evolve. All they want is comfort and satisfaction on someone else's dime.
You never wanted to join with the massive array. No. Stop, Cheriton. No.
I changed my mind.
That fucking cat thing is right there. Like, what the fuck?
The Argentum unit entered Dr. Sechenov's office
that how it
and
ends?
found no trace of the doctor. According to partially reconstructed footage, it appears the humanoid neuropolymer object approached Dr. Sechenov's body and then completely consumed it. After the events described in the report, the unidentified humanoid neuropolymer object left Dr. Sechenov's office and vanished.
P2, P3. Your mind is never free.
Dumb, crispy critters!
nothing I can do. If you...
That's how it ends? What the fuck? What?
There is nothing I can do.
Fucking shit, man. What a terrible ending.
If you leave
That's the bad
me
ending.
to cry.
Is it the bad ending? Or are both endings like varying degrees of
You know my
terrible?
love will follow you, baby. After years go passing by. Give you all that I want.
I suppose that's how it ends. P3 is reunited with his wife in limbo.
Yeah, baby, give you all that I want.
Alright. Credit roll.
But there's one thing you can't deny. Well, you know my love will follow you, baby. As the years go passing by.
Alright, so after the credit roll, we are going to go back in. We're going to see what the other ending is. Because I have to know. I have to know what the other ending is.
Gonna live it after you, oh baby.
And tomorrow, I'll start
Long
Jedi Survivor. This music is really fucking loud.
Yeah, gonna live it after you, baby. So long goodbye. You know my love will follow you, baby.
muted audio because of this. It's supposed to be in streamer mode, and that's supposed to take out any copyrighted music or anything. Here's the Frybot. His squinty, suspicious eyes. I don't know what any of this is. It's a mustard bot. Problem with it having to do with another playthrough at the end. Have to fight the twins again. Isn't bad, but I just don't want to get hit with muted audio. Because whenever it does mute audio, it fucking does it for a giant section where the music isn't even playing. credits are taking a minute. I don't know if I drink anything that came out of a robot, especially the kind that can squish humans with their fucking propellers. This music's not too bad. Hope that me talking over all this for most of it is would negate anything. You'd be like, oh, it's muted audio. It's just, you know, there's an asshole who's talking over all the music and whatnot. I guess we'll wait and see. want to say we're getting close to the end of the credits, but I'm not 100% sure. For the additional Q&As, I think, like I said before, a couple minutes before now, should be getting close to the end. The credits nowadays in these games have been progressively getting longer and longer, but you know what? It's still a tradition on my channel that I finish a game, we watch the credits. Every one of these people deserves credit for the game that we just played and enjoyed. That's the reason why I do it. I understand this stream wasn't maybe the best stream it could have been. There was a lot of fucking reading involved, but there was a good bit of action. Just maybe not as much as the other streams that I did for Atomic Heart. But I still hope you enjoyed it. And I still hope you can stay around. Because we are, like I said earlier, I'm going to do the alternate ending. I just have to find the right save. That's the credits. And it starts all over again. We may have to go back further. We have to go back further. We gotta go to the lighthouse. Good thing is we can skip, like the dialogue and all that, because, I mean, we've already seen it at this point, so.
So where is she? Larissa! Freaking critters, you around here somewhere?
I do not detect anyone in the vicinity.
Let's take a look around. She's gotta be here.
Do you trust Dr. Filatova?
I don't trust anyone. But she's got something important to tell me. And I'm sure Dr. Sechenov is hiding something.
Has Dr. Sechenov ever told you about his plans?
Not really. I mean, he's never really had... What do we have here? A chair and a TV? This isn't what I was expecting.
What were you expecting? I suspected this room has a specific function.
I can't skip the cinematic.
Crispy critters!
I believe that the unscheduled acceleration was caused by the elevator access system being hacked. Otherwise, Dr. Filatova would not have been able to initiate it.
So she hacked the system. Kinda like how all these poor bastards got hacked to bits. So that's Neptune, huh? Looks nice. Actually, it looks amazing. A rapture. I wouldn't mind spending some time there myself. But I can't even imagine what's going on there right now.
Comrade Sechenov asked you to return to China. How will you explain this delay?
We can deal with that. Let's talk to the doc first. But if she tries to take off again, she's gonna regret it. I'm sick of playing cat and mouse with her. What are we doing here? What do you want?
Just hear me out, P3. Let me try to give you a different perspective, and then you can decide how to handle things. Do you know how Sechenov is planning to use Collective? What he's going to do with it?
After Collective launches, people will be able to control robots with their minds, and they won't be able to stab each other in the back anymore. Sounds nice.
I used to think that way too, but that's not how things really are. Collective isn't just about controlling robots. Sechenov will be able to control everyone who's a part of Collective. Collective is diabolical, Nechayev. It's even worse than slavery.
Bullshit. It's just the same old chain of command, but on a virtual network. What's so awful about that?
Come on, see for yourself.
Okay, lead on.
That kind of sucks that it did.
Well, are you ready? Disable polarization.
The fuck is this place? A haunted house or something?
It's a tomb of the mind. The volunteers who lay the foundation for Collective. The first few groups of subjects all died. Group 30 went insane. Group 73 killed themselves. Group 101 killed each other. Group 204 was the most successful. They all survived. Their consciousness is now in an imaginary world. We call it Limbo. And their bodies are here, under my complete control. Want me to make them do something?
Why?
To show that I'm not lying?
Whatever. Line them up.
Come on, there's no skipping the cinematics. We're just gonna
Keep
have to
going.
watch the cinematic again.
The fat guy. Tell him to jump. He could use it.
Just him? Why don't I make them all jump? After all, we all live in a communist society. Goddamn you, jump!
This is insane. Why do you people even do this shit? Fuck. Poor bastards.
No, that's where you're wrong. Chemically speaking, they're all perfectly happy. That's what Collective is all about. The entire world will be just like
Why would
this.
Sechenov want to turn everyone into a bunch of idiots? Was he trying to make fun of the world by making people run around naked and act like animals?
No. We were able to prevent the degradation of individual consciousness. Memories, behavior, speech patterns are all preserved. But there's one thing they won't be able to avoid. The complete loss of their free will.
We gotta stop this.
Stop this. That's what Victor was trying to do. You got in his way, and now it's too late.
Your boyfriend lost his mind and killed people. He tried to tell me Sechenov taught the robots to kill during the design phase. Why would Boss do that?
Why? Why did he design Collective to be a mind control system? Why does he need those special neurocontrollers? Sechenov wants to enslave the entire world. I'm sorry, but if you don't understand that, you're an idiot!
The Boss would never do that.
He would, and he will. On Monday.
All this is really hard to swallow. But I'll help you. Whatever you're planning, I'm in.
You're willing to turn on Sechenov?
After what you just showed me? Yeah. I want to hear what he's got to say.
P1, P2, P3. Your mind is never free.
A man can be repaired.
What? What was that?
What's what?
Nothing. I'm just digesting what I saw. Fine, moving on.
The test subject is not leaving limbo. Inject neurotransmitters now.
Hey, Major.
I'm fine. My head's been killing me lately. I've been seeing things. This is one hell of a job, let me tell you.
It won't hurt, soldier. You won't even remember a thing.
Hallucinations are serious
I had to go
business.
all the way
Well,
back to
I
New York
am a
and just go back to
neurosurgeon.
the
I can
point where
probably help
I make
if
the
everything ends
decision,
well.
you know?
No thanks. A little vacation will fix me right up. I mean, if this all ends well.
Fine.
That's enough. I'm too busy to chat right now.
Very well. Enjoy the view.
This is a terrible view. last time I'll get to collect all this stuff. Or I don't remember all the fun times we had doing it. Come on, lady, speed it up a little bit. It's already 3 o'clock in the morning. Did I not grab all that shit? Really?
Resist, my darling. Resist.
Ah, fuck. I'm so sick of these goddamn hallucinations.
Do you see colorful spots before your eyes? Does your perception of the world change?
Yeah, exactly. Do you know what this shit is?
You were crossing into limbo, but it can't be stopped. How did you interrupt it?
I don't know. It's like that lump of polymer is calling out to me. A big, teardrop-shaped one. Right there, straight above us. Do you see it?
There's nothing there.
What do you mean? I'm looking right at it. Oh crap, now it's gone.
It's a hallucinatory reaction,
I
a
saw
side
it, but
effect
it
of the
did
surgery you
disappear.
underwent. The reaction of a damaged brain to the presence of a neuropolymer implant.
What are you even talking about? What implant?
Did Sechenov not tell you? So you don't know what's happening to you?
Charles, do you know what's happening with my head?
I am not detecting any internal changes, Major. But your Voskhod polymer extension is clearly receiving an unidentified stream of external data.
What's that interface? Who are you talking to?
It's a chatting artificial librarian, an AI in my polymer glove. It doesn't matter. Charles, what are you talking about?
Charles?
Wait, Charles, what data? What Voskhod polymer extension?
The Voskhod polymer extension was developed using data from experiments conducted by Dmitri and myself.
What? Yourself? And why are you calling Dr. Sechenov Dmitri? Who are you?
Comrade Major, this will be difficult to explain. I am...
Charles! Why the fuck are you all staticky? What the hell is going on?
Keep it together, Major. If what I'm thinking is true,
State your name
I should be
and
able to
personal
access the
access
archive
code.
right now.
Crispy critters.
There will be records
Invalid
about
name.
you.
Fine, I'll hack in.
Not so fast. Name Cheriton Zaharov. Code Fluffy.
Code accepted. Access granted.
Charles, are you there? So, how do we get in?
Only a small bunch of people have permanent access to the archive. Sechenov, Lebedev, the director of the academy, and
Get
Zaharov.
these lights fucking fixed.
Like you
Every time I
reminded
heard that, I thought it was like a spider bot or something crawling
Fluffy, huh? So what would we have done if the password hadn't worked?
I'm sure you would have smashed the door with your bare fists. But now Archivist thinks I...
Welcome, Cheriton Zaharov. What is the subject of your query today?
Agent P3, personal file.
Your search returned 42 audio records.
So, which one do you want first?
I couldn't care less.
Then pick one at random.
Here's another one. Try this one.
Commencing playback.
The events in Bulgaria left the agents badly injured. Technically speaking, they were clinically dead. Agent Blesna could not be saved. Since Agent Plutonium's condition was less severe, it was possible to return him to combat readiness. However, his nearly destroyed limbs had to be amputated and replaced with the latest prostheses.
Yeah, I already know half my body's prosthetic. What else is new?
These are just general observations. Find another recording.
Okay, play this one.
Following his recovery, the agent's personality was altered significantly, including his behavioral and speech patterns. Because of this, I made the decision to remove the agent from the Argentum unit. In order to prevent any possibility of memory recidivism, Plutonium received a new call sign, P3, and is now under my direct command and observation. P3's contact with Argentum has been kept to a minimum, and Argentum personnel have been warned against mentioning the call sign Blesna in P3's presence.
Crispy. I'll get another one.
What? Sechenov has you on a leash. He does whatever he wants with you.
Hey.
Listen, Doc, he saved my life. Do you think I don't know I'm a test subject? That's my job.
So you're a volunteer, huh? Then why are you such a disobedient test subject?
'Cause before they always told me what they were doing. I'll go get another recording. Let's give this one a spin.
Procedure. Implant the Voskhod neuropolymer brain function extension. Objective. Total elimination of destructive impulses triggered by traumatic memories. Patient, Major Sergei Nechayev. Codename, Plutonium. Attempt number 3. The first 2 operations were unsuccessful. The patient suffered a severe brain injury in Bulgaria, which could not be repaired. The damage is of such severity that the patient will likely have to be euthanized.
Did you hear that? He wanted to kill you.
The frontal lobes are partially destroyed, causing the patient to experience bouts of uncontrollable rage. The patient's steel prostheses render him dangerous to those around him.
And that's about your seizures.
Due to the incidence of temporary insanity, the patient is immersed in a surreal psychedelic reality that prevents him from accepting the consequences of his aggressive behavior.
I don't get it. Can you translate for me?
You're not gonna like it.
The patient experiences intense hallucinations. Did you see your wife again, my boy?
How did you know that?
Yet a Voskhod implant will give the patient artificial memories and allow him to overcome his obsession with his deceased wife.
Your wife.
It's all bullshit. I've never been married.
With Voskhod, we can send the agent's consciousness into the imaginary world of limbo via a pulse aimed directly at his pituitary gland, switching the Major into combat mode on command. I'd like to add that I am strongly opposed.
What a load of crap. I mean, there's no fucking way.
I'm afraid there is. Sechenov can send your mind to your own private paradise with the push of a button.
And my body?
Your body will kill whoever he tells it to.
Fucking horseshit. What about the hallucinations? Are they also Sechenov?
No. The hallucinations are just your brain's defense mechanism.
Why the hell should I believe any of this? The boss would never do this to me.
Yeah, right. Just like he'd never wipe your wife's existence from your memory. Just like he'd never design Collective to be a mind control system.
Who said Sechenov did any of that stuff? You can't even tell who's in that chair.
If you don't believe me, go ask him.
Fine. Let's go. Come on, come on, come on. Time is money.
What's the plan, Major?
He's waiting for us at Chelomey. If we want to stop Sechenov, we'll have to string him along.
So you bring me there as your captive? And then what?
And then we play it by ear.
So that's how it is, Major.
Uh-huh. Paying attention.
No,
are you Yeah.
We're skipping everything.
I guess
you're on Monday.
Shit. Yeah.
Unfortunately.
How I've heard that.
As it
ballet.
But Sechenov.
This is.
We've got a ride, Major.
All right, let's do it.
Do you want to search for something else?
Negative.
Okay, let's go.
see that view again right before she gets ripped apart by
I'm really sorry you had to go through all this.
I'm really sorry I had to go through all this bullshit again, too.
Shit!
Wish it would have just moved me back to
No, not now! Not here!
You know, at least I get to hear all this. Like, I wanted to hear all this. I cut it off kind of short. Oh, this... Oh, okay.
We are all monsters in the dark, my boy. How many times have we talked about this? Each book from my father's library was nothing but a fragment of the knowledge I sought. I've spent my entire life putting those fragments back together, juxtaposing each scientific fact. And once I'd completed the puzzle, I found a book that now prevents me from sharing my knowledge with the world. That book is Human Greed and Human Evil. People have no time to dedicate themselves to science. On the other side of the world, they're busy playing with money. And on this side, they're playing with the power of the masses. Science, shattered to pieces by the husks no one has ever read. None of the social systems that exist now allow humanity to fully evolve. They are all flawed. Get rid of money and let robots toil for us. Get rid of inequality and the lie of communism. Give people freedom of choice. Accelerate evolution. Share our knowledge with everyone and combine our minds into a single great collective. Then, science will start to flow within the minds of all the citizens of a unified nation. A great scientific union that encompasses the entire globe. Collective is the hand of goodness, and it is ready to embrace all mankind. Lift up your head and open your eyes, my boy. You understand the weight of a mind deprived of knowledge better than anyone else. Collective will lead humanity to the apex of evolution, without internecine strife, without falling into the abyss of war and hatred. You are a warrior of science. Take up your sword of knowledge and strike at the very heart of the capitalist bureaucracy. Make the world pure and great. Those who die will be preserved as digital copies. No one will ever be forgotten again. Collective is a new world. A world of limbo. A world where everyone will be intelligent and happy. Which world is this happening in, my boy?
I think he's said. I think he's done. Hello, little kitty. Or a weird thing that looks like a cat.
Dr. Sechenov just held a press conference in which he completely denied rumors about civilian robots malfunctioning at Facility 3826. The facility is back to full operational capacity, and the red alert will
Finally
be
back
lifted
with
very
us,
soon.
Sonny. You took a real pounding, didn't you? You were pretty close to staying there for good.
Where?
You tell me. How am I supposed to know where you are when you're on the bloody rampage? You were a nice boy when my daughter was around, but ever since she passed away, you do nothing but sulk and fly off the handle at the drop of a hat. Nothing but blood and ripped off heads everywhere. Disgraceful.
What's your daughter got to do with me?
My Katinka. Our Katinka. They played hell with your memory, Sonny.
Lady, what are you talking about?
She was my daughter, but she was your...
Ekaterina Nechaeva, codename Blesna, member of the Argentum Spec Ops squad. So you must be...
Your mother-in-law, you stupid ignoramus. You worked for Sechenov until those Bulgarian terrorists blew you up. Katya didn't make it. Then Sechenov turned you into a monster.
Yeah, I may have heard something about that.
Why are you just sitting there if you already knew? I've been keeping an eye on you ever since. I figured there must be some humanity somewhere in you.
Sorry, lady, but you figured wrong. My past, my present, it's all gone. Wait, where's Larissa?
She's everywhere. You scattered her to the four winds.
God, it's so violent.
Fuck. You got a gun, lady.
Does it look like I don't have one? What would you like?
Anything'll do. I just need to blow my head off.
Great idea. Just blow your own damn brains out and be done
Stand
with
down,
it.
lady!
Then Sechenov can turn everyone into mindless meatbags. First the Soviet Union, then the rest of the world.
Fine, I get it.
If you get it, then get up. I'll give you weapons, lots of them. But only if you promise me you'll put that freak down once and for all. What's the matter? Cat got your tongue?
Listen to your elders, Major. Comrade Sechenov's deeds demand vengeance.
What is this shit, Sergei?
It is me, Zinaida. Chariton Zaharov.
Chariton, you devil! You're alive!
In a sense, an evil wizard turned me into polymer goo.
Wait a fucking minute. Are you telling me you've known Granny Zena this whole time?
Keeping secrets can be very useful, Major. They haven't let us down yet.
Useful to who? You keeping secrets is letting me
Sechenov
down.
must be off his rocker if he's doing this kind of stuff to people. Wait a second. What about Katya, Kartinka? Could she still be alive?
It's possible, but in what state? Just look at me. I'm not sure I'm better off, but I don't have hard data at this time.
I'm begging you, Sergei. Sechenov has to die!
Jeez, get off my back already! Crispy critters. What the hell is going on around here? On the one hand, I've got lying, manipulative dicks who claim to be noble Avengers. On the other, I've got a Soviet scientist and member of the Academy who wants to enlighten all mankind and use me to get rid of assholes. According to the manipulative dicks, that is. I'm not laying a finger on Sechenov. I'm out. I've had enough of this game.
What the hell are you? Are you some scared little bitch?
You're making a mistake, Major! Head to Charlemagne now!
If you're so worried about your righteous vengeance, you can go there yourselves. This is my decision, not yours. I'm not helping Sechenov anymore. I've done enough harm. But I'm not playing executioner for a member of the Academy, a hero of the Soviet Union, and a scientific genius. I'm sure he knows what he's doing.
He is just using you!
Is that so? Then why aren't I in that limbo, huh? Why aren't you dead? The wizard isn't doing a good job from behind his curtain. By the way, Cherton, I was thinking.
Yes?
You fucked up! This fucking Voskhod polymer extension in my head, it was your invention! You tried to use people long before Collective came into being. Maybe Sechenov wants to knock the bullshit out of people's heads by crushing their spirit, but he isn't turning people into monsters just like me. Or he'd just use Voskhod instead of the thought controller and the shots!
You're making a mistake!
Stop squirming, you asshole! There. That's better.
Security footage shows Major P3 exiting Facility 3826 and fleeing. His destination remains unknown. Major P3 did not provide any information about his destination, but Dr. Sechenov views this infraction as insignificant. Near the exit used by Major P3, a camera recorded an unidentified object made of black polymer. Its design is unknown. Furthermore, due to its small size, the polymer object in question could not be further analyzed in the footage.
So that's it. Both endings are kind of like, okay. Well, that's it. You got to see both endings of the game. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope to see you tomorrow when